sitting right in front of me, in front of our broadcast microphone. I'd like you to meet Brian Leggero. He is running for mayor. How are you, Brian?
Thank you for having me on, Riley.
Thanks for coming in this morning. You're the Republican candidate for mayor.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about you. For people who, life gets in the way sometimes of following political races. Other big politics sometimes get in the way of local things. People are looking at what's going on in the national picture, and sometimes things slip by. So let's get to know you a little bit.
Well, I was born and raised here in Rockford. I came into this world on Corbin Street on the southwest side of town. I was raised by a single mother. She sent us to Catholic private school. After boiling, when I was 17 years old, I packed up the car and drove all the way across country to Los Angeles to pursue a very successful career in music production and engineering.
Outstanding.
That was before we had cell phones, GPS, or anything.
And you were doing a lot of it on tape.
Yeah.
You're a guy who could probably edit some tape with a razor blade, right?
I sure could, yeah.
There we go. I like that.
I've done a lot of it, too. Yeah.
That's right in and of itself is an interesting start to things.
Yes.
Obviously, something else called, or you'd still be doing that.
Yes, well, the music industry changed with the invention of Pro Tools and computers where people can record in their garages. They were calling me up for one day, to set them up, and I didn't like that. I like to be involved with the whole project. And then I just wanted to come back to Rockford and be closer to my family. So that's why I came back. And
then looked around your community and thought, well, I should get involved.
Yeah, what happened here?
Now, it should be pointed out, and I think it's interesting that you're a guy who doesn't like to say die. You had some not so successful moments in politics before coming along to where you are now.
Yes. Like I said at the Lincoln Day dinner, this nomination to be the Republican mayoral candidate is a result of years of hard work and persistence and dedication. I started running in 2009 when I decided to answer the call to public service. I've ran for alderman a couple times, county board once. I was thrown off the ballot, and I was one of the 35 people for Forest Preserve Commissioner when they had that opened up.
Back up just a half second for someone who's thrown off a ballot. Are you a bad guy? Did you do something wrong? Why were you thrown off the ballot?
No, a minor technicality. Because I was raised by my single mom. When in the divorce decree it said I could go by her name, but I was going to do that when I turned 18. But I left here when I was 17, and I started getting big album credits, and I thought, I'll have to do it later. So I did it later in life to pay tribute to her. I changed my name to Leggero. My birth name is Brian Jenkins, but I'm Brian Jenkins Leggero now. Too many words to fit on a campaign sign.
Gotcha. Understood. So the mix-up with the names was
it's a minor technicality. There's a place on the form where you can fill out if you change your name within the last 3 years, but I had done it before that. But then in Illinois, I wanted to change my birth certificate and everything, so I went to court, and that fell within that 3-year period.
Gotcha. Okay. Please continue. I just want to go back when you said, tossed off a ballot. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I want them to understand exactly
I'm some felon or something.
Yeah, exactly what the reason was behind that.
They wouldn't let me be a concealed carry instructor if I had a felony.
No, that's true, and which is something we talked about off the air. You are a certified concealed carry instructor.
Yes, I am.
And that's part of your mayoral platform.
Yes, to make it more cost-effective for everyone. As you know, you said you took the class.
Yep.
It's an expensive ordeal. You have to take the class, pay the money for that, pay $150 for the 5 years of the permit, and then you have to buy a firearm, at least $300-400 if you're going to get a good one.
Right. And
we could get that cost down.
And the cost of feeding that firearm, and then after you pay the $150, that's 5 years. You're going to have to go through that again. You're going to need an update on that license. And
a 3-hour renewal after 5 years.
So there are some costs involved in it, which some people look at as going, well, that's a way to keep people away from getting weapons. I've seen in other states where they're proposing a tax on ammunition.
Yes.
Proposing jacking up the rates to triple what they are now for someone to get that license, which is in a form of gun control.
Yeah, and I think in Springfield, I heard they want to put some sort of tax on the instruction, firearm training.
Okay.
That's something new that's going around.
Push you away from that because that's going to end up costing you more. And you wanted to be down because you would like to see more people be concealed carry or license holders.
Yes. Good guys with guns are always better than bad guys with guns. Also, I've been very innovative in my life. When I was active in helping get the Concealed Carry Act and implemented. And once it was implemented, I wrote up a curriculum, submitted it to the state police, and they used that as a model for other curriculums. I got my curriculum approved first, so I said, you know what, I'm going to write the only concealed carry training manual in Illinois, and I wrote that, got that together. I sold it to about every instructor in the state, and they sell it to their students.
Outstanding.
So that's like a big success of mine, too, being involved, because safety is number one for
safety
me.
is number one, and you wouldn't go through all those other things if safety wasn't very, very important to you. Spending some time with Brian Leggero. He's running for mayor. He's the Republican candidate for mayor. So where were we in your bio? The lack of success in the political realm.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving along to
but it's been a learning experience. It's led me to where I am today. Just I'm not a pay to play guy. I know even if someone gives you like $50, they're going to want something in return for it. People who raise a lot of money, they got a lot of favors to do, and I'm not that type of guy. So I don't raise a lot of money, and I'm very frugal with the money that I do raise.
For those who want to find out more, and is there a place that you can contribute on your site as well? There is. BrianForMayor.com. Brian for Mayor. BRIAN. BrianForMayor.com.
Either FOR or the number 4.
Either one works.
Yeah.
Either one works. And then you've got your whole platform laid out here. And, talking about the concealed carry. Crime. Really one of the number one, if not the number one thing people look at, especially in this community.
Yes.
What do we do?
It's the number one issue facing this election. Number one on the platform is return all those street lights they removed. Criminals prosper in the dark, and also it prevents people from witnessing crimes in their area. I've heard quite a few horror stories. People the light was removed and their house was robbed, like within a week. A TV station was interviewing me, said they did a report, and it said that the areas where they removed the streetlights, crime went down. I said, I don't believe that.
Generally, those two things don't go hand in hand together.
No.
Yeah, a lot of darkness, and the crime's down. No problem at all.
Yeah, so I have a plan for returning those streetlights. It's very cost effective, and adding more streetlights to our city.
All right. Crime and public safety, like I said, is the first thing that pops up on your website. You look at FBI stats. Rockford, number one most dangerous city of our size in the entire United States.
Yeah, that's
so it's going to take more than streetlights.
Yes. Another thing I'm a big advocate for, I'm standing up for over 108,000 people and the media as well on returning that public channel back to the scanner. Turn that public channel scanner back on. We have 2 encrypted channels, tactical channels that they can go to. And we really need that public channel. A few years ago, there were a rash of robberies in my neighborhood, about 7 in a 2 or 3 block area. I was on the computer listening to the scanner, and it came up the description of the car and the suspects. So I said, okay, I'm going to refuse to be a victim instructor. I'm a be extra vigilant guy. So I put down that description and some just be extra vigilant tips for my neighbors, put it on all their doors. A couple days later, a guy 2 doors down said, hey, Brian, come on over. Thanks for putting that on my door. I saw that car drive by yesterday. I called police. They got him.
Nice.
No more burglaries, in our area.
And a good neighborhood watch.
I'm the only one running that is for putting that public channel back on.
Okay, so remove the encryption, or at least the public end of it. There's 2 other encrypted channels, as you pointed out, that the police can go to.
And they didn't even want to discuss a delaying it. It hasn't been delayed. I mean, we're reasonable people, but a lot of people miss that, especially senior citizens that are a lot of homebound people. They want to know what's going on. Car drives by, it's on the scanner. They can look and get a description or help police out.
Okay. Public safety, a very, very big part. More effective use of law enforcement officers. You have focus on victim-related crimes instead of victim-less crimes.
Yes. Like the speed traps and all that type of activity. Also, I'm a big supporter of CAP, the Citizens Assisting Police, where they are volunteers. They have to go through an academy class, and then they can do the filing and other stuff around the police department to free up an officer to be out on the street.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. One thing I think affects officer safety is I don't like this when they say how many officers are patrolling. Oh, this shift we had 12 officers patrolling the city, on the radio. What if, or on the TV? A bad guy's going to think, oh, this is a great shift to get out there.
Yeah, this should be one of those things that it should come as a very nasty surprise as to how many people are out patrolling at any given time.
Yes.
Roll the dice and find out.
Yes.
Or be smart and don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. All right, public safety, high taxes and property taxes next on the list, if you have it on your website.
I'm the only candidate pledging a complete, independent, and forensic audit of all departments, TIF districts, contracts, and ordinances throughout the city to see where we're at, see what's going on there. If there's any kind of foul play or anything, or waste, fraud, and abuse, we need to find out where it is and stomp that out right away.
So forensic audit, for those that are not aware, you get deep into everything.
Yes.
Deep into the nooks and crannies. This is what comes in, this is what goes out, this is where it goes,
Yes.
and this is right down to the penny where it goes and why it goes.
Yep. And I'm sure there's some people that idea makes them shake in their loafers. The Rita Crunwells, the Sally Clausens of our government.
Oh, yeah, because a forensic audit would have stopped that in its tracks long before we got into the $47 million range.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm with you there. Complained about property taxes. The entire state.
The entire state.
The entire state, but especially around here.
Here, a majority of our property tax goes to District 205, which a mayor doesn't have any control over. But they can, get people to run for school board that are fiscally conservative and help them out. They can do that. I know Richard Reardon, a mayor in L.A., that's what he did to help turn that school district around.
Find people who are more interested in watching some of the dollars rather than, throwing them out as quickly as they came in.
Yes.
Okay, I'm following you. And speaking of dollars, that inevitably leads us to the next item on your list, jobs. Jobs and jobs.
Jobs, yes.
All three, all exclamation points.
Yes.
What's the plan?
Well, Rockford, if no one knows, not a lot of people know, it's a very unbusiness-friendly city. I met with a builders association. They invited all the candidates. I was the only one that showed up, and I heard all the horror stories about the permit department. We could really streamline that. They have architects. They pay architects to do these drawings. They submit them to the city, pay the fee. They're okay with, you have to change this and this. But when they bring it back, the city returns it back to them saying, and change this and this and this. And then they said they have to get lawyers involved. And if you pay extra fee, it can be expedited. And we really need to look at that and help encourage small businesses to start up. Small businesses become large businesses and hire people. We have a incredible amount of people. I think the U.S. Census said 1,000 people a year are leaving here. And businesses are leaving the state of Illinois and Rockford.
Well, Illinois leads the Midwest in outbound migration by far, not even close. And I think number 2 overall in the nation as far as people just bailing out and not even really going that far. It's not as though they're leaving here to go to the Sun Belt.
Yes.
They're leaving here to go to Iowa.
Yep.
Indiana, Wisconsin, Missouri, Michigan.
Yes.
I harken back to when my grandfather was around many years ago, proud to say he was from the state of Illinois, proud to talk about what went on here.
Yes.
It would be nice to see that again.
Yes, it sure would. Bring back Rockford pride. That's what I say, too. And that's one thing I loved about coming back. I missed is the real trees, our rivers. We got a lot of positive things here in Rockford. Our park districts and everything, our forest preserves. And, we need to encourage people to stay. And we got to lower these taxes, lower this crime, and, make it a better, safer place to live.
It's where when you have kids, the first thing that they say is, I can't wait to get out of here, rather than, hey, I looked at a house a few blocks over because I'm going to go to work here.
Yes.
That would be music to many parents' ears. And as one who has a kid who's out, traveling all over the world, I understand, boy, kind of would be nice to have them around here a little bit more and have the attitude in their mind that they want to be here too.
Yes.
More than just presenting the opportunities, but actually have a mindset to where, I would like to turn around and help refurbish my community.
Yes.
Make it into what we're looking for. Go ahead.
When I was 17, it was in the 80s, and that was the start of the whole manufacturing exodus out of Rockford. I looked around and said, all the manufacturing jobs are leaving. I'm a huge supporter of vocational training. I went to VOTEC the last 2 hours of Boylan and took auto mechanics. I never became an auto mechanic, but from that class, I still work on my car today. And we could really train these high school kids that don't want to or can't afford to go to college to get right out in the workforce. Welding, CNC operators, they need them around here.
Well, as we said before, college is not for everyone. And the idea that we look down on people who make things and do things with their hands, is nothing short of a crime.
Yes.
There are plenty of people I know who were wildly successful in life without a college degree, who worked with their hands, worked hard, worked well,
Yes.
and made something of themselves. And to get the idea that you're only going to get that sitting behind a desk wearing a white collar
Yes.
is the wrong mindset to put people in.
I brought that up at the last forum about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, dropping out of college. Oh, McNamara and Rudy Valdez, they hammered me on that. I was like, well, that was their choice,
It was.
Oh, no, you have to go to college. You have to get an education.
Well, yeah, everybody should be educated.
Yeah.
Where it gets done
Yes.
is up to debate in some ways. And coming out of college with $160,000 in debt and really no prospect for what
Yeah,
you would like to do
flipping burgers,
professionally,
yeah.
it starts out in a big, big hole for some
Yeah.
people. Now, others will work their way out of it, but it isn't for everybody.
Yes.
Spending time with Brian Leggero. He's the Republican candidate for mayor. Roads and infrastructure.
Yes, we need to spend that sales tax money more wisely. Also, I have a plan. This came up in a forum at the Rockford University about the Fordham Dam in the area around there. They asked, ComEd would give that to the city for $1. Would you accept it? All my other three opponents said, no, no, no. I said, yes, 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 because I have been researching this, and there's companies that help cities turn their dams into hydroelectric power plants, power their government buildings downtown, and then resell that power back to the power company, and thus having more revenue and lowering taxes.
Yeah, you're creating your own power, and what you have is a surplus, then making a profit off selling it.
Yes, I would like to see a lockdown there too. I haven't done any research on that, and some boaters say it's too shallow, but it would be nice to have where you can go south of here, and
Sure.
people from the south can come north and go downtown and have a good time and boat back home.
That would be kind of cool
That's
to
a
see.
dream I have.
That's down the road away.
Yeah.
That's not job day one
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
not job day one.
You conclude here with sense of community.
Yes.
I'm at the website, by the way, brianformayor.com. brianformayor.com. You can use the number 4 or FOR. Either one will get you to that site. Sense of community. What's that mean to you?
Yes, we need to reach out to every area of the community in order to bring people together. One of my plans is to have, like they have the neighborhood associations, have a committee, a volunteer committee in each area of town, whether it's a couple wards together, and have them with direct access to the mayor, where they can come to me and say, hey, this kind of stuff is going on in our area. These are the concerns of the people. I want to be the people's mayor. We haven't had a people's mayor. We haven't had a Republican mayor in close to a half a century. How's that been working for us? Ben Schleicher, he was the last Republican mayor, and he had the label of the people's mayor.
So, and that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
So, define people's mayor a little bit more than, wanting to be such. Greater accessibility. You're going to be more places than your predecessor was.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Yes, and create an open door policy at the mayor's office. We haven't had that in years. If you're not in his clique or one of his cronies, you can't just go in there. And if he disagrees with you, which he has me, you're out. You're on the out. You don't have a voice. I want to bring the voices of the people forward. That's how I look at government. We have 14 wards, 14 aldermen. They are the representative for their ward. So they have to bring those people in their wards' voices forward. And then it's gotten reversed here where where the mayor decides what we're going to do, and then he dumps it on the alderman's desk that morning, a lot of them say. They're very uncomfortable with that. You need to bring all the people together and iron out the differences before these decisions are made. We have it backwards where the decision's made, and then like the new town, they come out and ask all the people. They had 200 or 300 people there, and then they didn't listen to any one of them. They just went right ahead, forced it through.
Okay, so being accessible, hearing what's going on from people, and hearing it on a regular basis, and not necessarily through surrogates.
Yes.
Okay.
A government by the people, for the people, and of the people. That would work.
What happened? I guess an overarching question would be, okay, everything goes the way you'd like it to at the first part of next month. What is the biggest noticeable difference that we would feel as citizens of this town with you as mayor?
Well, for one, like I said, we haven't had a Republican mayor in close to half a century. We need to have a more responsible government here. They would see that. I have been, I had a lot of people coming on board to be a part of our transition team, former elected officials. We now have 3 retired colonels. When that comes up, the question at these forums about leadership, I say, well, do you think 3 retired military colonels. You think they know something about leadership, and they'd be great advisors. And you're going to see a very immediate change to what's going on down there at city government.
You want to find out more about Brian, go to the website, brianformayor.com, FOR, or use the number 4, brianformayor.com. Where else can they find out stuff about you?
I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Brian4mayor.com.
Outstanding.
I mean, not .com. Brian for Mayor.
On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Got it. Brian, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you. Nice to get a feel for what you had going on.
Great.
Good luck to you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.